This is Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination and Fortune Telling, The Magi Method. You can find the book on Amazon worldwide in Kindle and paperback versions. You can find the full color card deck pictured here on Etsy/Magi Method. You can join us on Facebook in our active Facebook group. Today we want to do a gypsy spread, a 21 card gypsy spread, and right now there's talk about Donald Trump being impeached. So will Donald Trump be impeached? In our history, in American history, we've had two presidents impeached. One is this man, Richard M. Nixon. He looks pretty unhappy in this photo. He was impeached. He was not removed. He resigned his office. The other person who was impeached was the extremely capable William Jefferson Clinton, and he was impeached, I think, for lying to investigators. He was also not removed, and he continued his presidency to have quite an excellent presidency. I think he was one of our greatest presidents, really. Another really great president is, I think, Ronald Reagan was a tremendously amazing president, and I would note that they were opposites. They were on opposite sides of the political spectrum. But anyway, so the two presidents that we've had impeached in the past were William Jefferson Clinton and Richard M. Nixon. Okay, and now there's talk of impeachment of our current president, Donald Trump, and the reason is for the firing of James Comey, the FBI head, and there's a question, was he fired? Did Trump fire him because James Comey, an independent, he's independent from the political process. Okay, the nature of the FBI and law enforcement is that it has to be independent. Was this independence violated by the political process and his firing? Because apparently James Comey had initiated an investigation into the National Security Advisor, Michael Flynn. And Trump said, stop it. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So this morning, a special prosecutor was appointed to investigate Donald Trump for this firing and the National Security Advisor. Trump tweeted, "This is the single greatest witch hunt of a politician in American history." Okay, so is Trump going to be impeached? That's what we want to know. So this is a gypsy spread. It's a 21 card gypsy spread, and we'd like to examine. I'm going to teach you how to do a gypsy spread. I've done them before. It's an interesting spread. It gives a lot of information, and I want a lot of information. I want as much background as I can get. So there's 21 cards here to give us a lot of background. This is 7 cards across the top, and then 7 more and 7 more, and basically you read the 7 cards across the top, and then the cards beneath them modify the 7 cards on top, and that's how we're going to read it. So you use an odd number of cards because the center card becomes the pivot point. Okay, this is the past, this is the future, roughly speaking, and this is sort of a theme. Now we have a theme card because we used an odd number of cards. You could use 5 cards, you could use 3 cards, okay? But if you use an even number of cards, then you don't have that swing vote there in the middle. So here in the middle, we've got the earthquake. So the question is Donald Trump going to be impeached? Okay, like 2 previous presidents in our American history. And we have the earthquake. 10s are completion. Earthquake, this is a terrible card. This is like the worst card he could get. This is basically equivalent to the Tower card in tarot. So this is a disaster. Okay, this whole thing, the special prosecutor, the talk of impeachment, this is really a disaster. 10 is completion. Okay, so this is bad, man. It went from 0 to, oh my God, in zero point 0.0 seconds. Okay, so this talk of impeachment, this appointment of a special prosecutor is terrible. It's as bad as it can get for Donald Trump right now. So is this a serious issue for Donald Trump? It is very serious. This is a very serious issue. He's in a lot of trouble. Let's read the past. Okay, so this is the past. So Snake, this is a very long journey. It's very winding and twisting with a lot of traps. Okay, the snake lies in wait and sets traps. So this is going to be very difficult for him. So this is a disaster. It's going to be really difficult for him. 2 spades, broken chalice, literally remove him from office. Okay, this is breaking the contract of presidency. This is removing the Trump from office. 2 clubs on the end here. This is promising. This is handcuffs. Handcuffs is a good work card. It's a binding of 2 people without emotion. It's a contract. So this is promising that he's going to hang on. So in the past, it's going to be very difficult. They want to remove him, but he's still there. He's still the president. Okay, let's look forward. The future looks very nice. This is much better than the past. So this is a very serious problem. But going forward, we have the heart, which is a love card, good intentions. He's the president. He's acting in our best interest. And we love him maybe, in a very vague sort of way. Lovers is 2 people who love each other. This is a binding of 2 people together through love. This is a very intimate card. So we have 2 love cards going forward for the Trump, okay? And then we have strength. So the future's looking pretty good for Donald Trump. This is a disaster, but the future is looking pretty good, and it ends with strength. Let's read the rest of the cards, because this is a 21 card spread. That's a very negative card. The Devil, that's a very negative card. The Angel, that's a very positive card. You see how long it takes to just mechanically flip these cards. The manipulation of the actual tools of cartomancy. Okay. All right, so now we've got the whole spread, and we can look at the spread as a whole. Let's read the corners. Okay, we can do a whole lot of stuff here, and there's a whole lot of information here because we've got 21 cards to work with, and that's a good thing. Okay, so here in the corners, we've got the butterfly, we've got handcuffs, we've got strength, and we've got water into wine. And so the question we're answering initially is Trump going to be impeached? Okay, like 2 previous presidents before him. First of all, in the corners, handcuffs, butterfly, strength, and water into wine, I don't see any breaking cards. That is a binding card. Okay, that's not breaking. That's not impeachment. That's remaining president. This butterfly is a renewal. Okay, God will give us wings like eagles and renew our strength. This is a renewal. Okay, the butterfly, the caterpillar becomes the butterfly. Okay, lives a whole new life. So after this, a whole new life. Strength, very strong and rooted. It's a club. Here, water into wine, another renewal card. Okay, so water doesn't become wine. It doesn't have yeast or sugar in it. So it's a renewal. It's transformation into something new. So he has 2 transformation cards in the corner. He has I'm still president. And then he has strength and rooting. So he's still rooted, he's still president, and he has 2 transformation cards. So what happens in between? So initially I'm going to say this is really bad, but I think maybe at the end of it, he's still president. Okay, and that's probably the best thing for America because he's elected as our president and we want him to be president. Whichever side of the, whatever political leanings you have, the president is the president and that's a good thing. Okay, so right here in the center, we're going to read these 2 cards modify this card. So it's a disaster. Oh my God, the earthquake comes, changes everything. This is just a pile of rubble. Everything that you worked for, it's suddenly gone. Beneath that is the devil. The devil is a trap. The devil, mostly it's a trap and it's evil and it wants to harm you. And then we have the mustard seed. So let's read this. This disaster, this impeachment talk, this is a disaster. It's really going to tangle him up. And Ace of Clubs is the mustard seed that grows into the largest plant. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning of this disaster. This is the first day. It just gets worse from here. Okay, this is bad, man. This is bad. Okay, the next card, the snake. We have under the snake, we have the cornerstone modifying it and the hamster wheel. The hamster wheel, it's the grind. This can be 10 of clubs can be an overseas trip, a long trip. It's doing the same thing every day. It goes on and on and on and on. It can also be just the details of life, the endless details of life. Also, it's a 10. Also, it knights the 10 spades. And we're going to have to look at that, what's knighting the 10 spades. Okay, so behind the earthquake, this disaster is the snake. The snake lays traps. It's going to be very difficult, very complicated. It's going to take a long time to unwind this twisted road. It's part of the foundation, and it just goes on and on and on and on. And the hamster wheel knights the earthquake. This disaster just goes on and on and on, and it just feels like it never ends. So this is like a car wreck that you just can't take your eyes off of, and it just keeps going, and there's just more death and more destruction and more blood. It's going to be bad. Okay, behind that is the 2 spades. This is about Trump impeachment. Is Trump going to be impeached? This is literally, let's impeach him. Okay, break the contract. He's not president. 2 spades. Let's break it. Let's divorce him from his seat in the presidency. Okay, and there's all this breaking here. Broken ship, broken earth. Below that is the olive tree and the inheritance. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so the olive tree and the inheritance are very solid cards. Okay, when I did the reading for the King of England, of course he got the inheritance because he's the king. It's not because he's such a great guy and he has a wonderful smile and we love his red hair. It's because he's king, okay, and you're not, okay? It's that simple. He's the son. He's in the line of succession. And the olive tree, so the presidency this is a very established position. This is historical. The olive tree is very deeply rooted. So breaking the very deeply rooted tradition of the presidency or impeachment. Okay, so this disaster is going to take a long time to unwind and break this very powerful binding, this very powerful contract of being president. Okay, behind that we have the handcuffs. Handcuffs is a great work card. This man is elected president whether you like it or not. Okay, some people like it, other people don't. Okay, but he's president. And that's what the handcuff says. Beneath that we have Incubus Succubus and the Butterfly. 2 completely contrary cards. Incubus Succubus is... The Incubus Succubus, the Succubus is a female, is a demon that appears in the form of a female and lays with a human male and sucks the life out of them. It intends only evil. It's a hater. These are Trump haters. These are Trump haters, okay? So the binding of Trump haters, renewal. Okay, renewal of the binding of Trump haters. Wow, they were waiting for this opportunity, and now here it is. Trump fired Comey, and oh, there's something dirty about this, and we hate this guy, and we're gonna get him. Okay, that's what it says. And the snake lies in wait and waits for an opportunity to harm its victim, waits for the opportunity to strike. It doesn't chase after its victim, it waits for the opportunity to strike. And these people just simply hate the Donald. Okay, and so that's what's behind. Is it bad? It's as bad as it's going to get. I mean, this is bad. This is really, really, really bad. Okay, so let's look at going forward. So is Trump going to be impeached? Maybe. I mean, it's bad, man. Okay, so going forward, we have the heart beneath, which is, you know, it can be a literal heart, but this is fondness, this is trust, this is goodwill and good intentions. Beneath that, we have the finger of God, and we have Mercury. All the sevens, they recycle endlessly. Okay, so he's doing his job. This is going forward. The Trump is doing his job for the good of the people. Okay, good intentions. And he's just doing his job for the good of the people. And 9 diamonds, Mercury. 9 diamonds, 9s are very fast. They're almost completion. Mercury can be a trickster. Okay, so that can indicate lying. That can indicate deceit, but it happens very fast. Okay, so he's acting, Trump is acting in our best interest on an ongoing basis, and he made a fast decision, but it's in our best interest. Okay, and maybe it's not 100% pure, but he had to make a decision, and he made a decision. And that's kind of what that looks like to me. In front of that, this is going forward. We have the Lovers. Very good card. We love Donald Trump. He's our president. We love him. We support him completely. Beneath that is the Angel. Very good card. And the Straight Razor. The Angel is an innocent man. We love Donald Trump. He's an innocent man. He's innocent of these charges. And Straight Razor is a decision. So a decision will be made that we love Donald Trump. He's our president. And he's completely innocent of these charges. Looking pretty good for the Donald going forward. Okay, on the end, as the final outcome card, we have Strength, Jacob's Ladder, and Water into Wine. So we end this very dark spread here. It's kind of really dark here, but we end here with Strength. Okay, this is not a breaking card like, oh my God, he's going to be impeached. This is, he's very strong, and he's stronger than ever. Jacob's Ladder is step by step. You go up the ladder into heaven, okay? And Water into Wine is renewal. So his strength is renewed like the eagles, and step by step he just goes forward. Okay. So some interesting knighting here. This earthquake knights the hamster wheel. So this is a rolling disaster that's going to keep going on and on because it's part of the foundation. It's already done. You can't change it. These people who really want to harm Donald, these are just haters. And they have been waiting for this opportunity, and they're going to make the most out of this. The 6 clubs knights the 10, 6 spades knights the 10 clubs. They're really going to make the most of it. So let's summarize here. Will Donald Trump be impeached? I think that the answer to that is no. I don't think Donald Trump will be impeached. It looks really bad. This is as bad as it can get. This is a big trap, and this is just beginning. This is just the beginning of the horror that's going to happen, and it's just going to go on and on. This is the beginning of this terrible situation, and he's going to be dealing with it and so will we. He's our president. He's going to be dealing with it for a long time. This is going to take a long time to unravel, and it's just going to go on and on and on and on because it's part of the foundation of his presidency now. They want to remove him from office, which is very difficult to do. Very difficult to do. In fact, removal from office requires a simple majority. Okay, 51% of the House of Representatives has to vote for impeachment, but 2/3 of the Senate is required to impeach the president, and the Senate is empowered to hold a trial and of impeachment, an impeachment trial. Okay, an impeachment legal trial. What's going on today? An hour ago, they appointed a special prosecutor to investigate. This special prosecutor is the attorney for the Senate, and that trial has begun. So this is a big deal. Okay, and behind that we have the handcuffs, which is a binding, the haters, and renewal. So this is just fodder for the haters. Okay, but here, look at the knighting for handcuffs. He's president, and it knights the cornerstone, very solid, and it knights the inheritance. Even though this is very bad for Donald Trump, he's knighting the cornerstone and the inheritance, very solid cards. He's in there, and he's president, and it's unfortunate if these people are unhappy about that. That's very unfortunate for them, but he's president. Going forward, again, we love him, and he's acting in our best interest long term. He's found innocent. This happens very suddenly, very suddenly, very suddenly. He's found innocent, and this is a permanent card. The finger of God is a permanent card, and it comes from the outside. The finger of God reaches down and finds him innocent, and we decide we love him again. But it's all very temporary, very fast, very temporary. The ace of spades and the nine of diamonds are very temporary. He's going to be found innocent and exonerated, and that he acted in the best interest of the American people. But the next tweet and the next scandal can come any second, and will. Okay, and then we're going to revisit this. We're going to revisit the next scandal and the next scandal and the next scandal. So he's going to be found innocent. We love him, but tomorrow's a new day, and the next minute is another minute. I mean, it doesn't end. It's a stressful job, and you can see the president aging. You could see these men. So far, it's all men. You can see them aging in office because it's such a difficult job. Just look at Obama. He aged dramatically while in office, and he's quite a young man. Okay, on the end we have strength and rooting. He's going to come out very strong. Okay, and step by step he's going to, and the situation is going to be transformed, and step by step we're just going to move forward. So, unlike our unfortunate president, Mr. Richard M. Nixon, Donald Trump will not be impeached. He will go on, and they will not succeed in impeaching him. And Donald Trump, I predict that Donald Trump will continue to be our president, but this is a very big deal. This is as bad as it can get, and this is just the beginning of the horror of what's going to happen here. That's how I see it. I'm Joseph Magi, author of Playing Card Divination and Fortune Telling, The Magi Method. You can find the book worldwide on Amazon in both Kindle and paperback versions. You can find the full color card deck on Etsy /Magi Method. You can join us on Facebook. Please like and subscribe.